Larry Flink, who chairs the world's largest asset management business, BlackRock, said in his annual investor letter just a couple of days ago that using the legacy banking infrastructure in the era of tokenized assets is like sending an email and routing it through the local post office. But the most important part is building this unbreakable proof of the cash flows associated with real assets. So I think in the tokenization era, it won't be enough to just tokenize or fractionalize an asset and offer it for sale as a new distribution channel through blockchain. I think the really critical piece that Sucuro adds is proof of the cash flows associated with that asset, right? So for income producing assets, the cash flows associated with those assets is where they get their value from. So being able to prove those, not only using the technology that we've built, the blockchain-based transaction processing that's unbreakable and permanent and shareable, but it's also connected to the same piece of financial market infrastructure that asset will be traded on in the future. And if you think about it today, with a real estate investment trust, say a listed REIT, right? You've got the ownership records sitting over here on a stock exchange, and you've got the performance records, where the income and the expenses occur over here in a bank. And if you think about the steps that it has to go through between one and the other, you've got sort of like an export of internet banking data that might go into a property management software, that might go into an Excel spreadsheet and eventually find its way into some PDF or online portable, right? That's completely changeable, not permanent at all. Anyone can go and edit that at any time they like. All of those are all risk factors, right? So the fact that you can get rid of all that risk and provide investors with unbreakable proof of how the cash flows for that asset are going. If you're not doing that, you might have seen our ad. We say, if your asset manager's not using Sucuro, what are they hiding? I think we'll probably shift from asking the question, very soon. We'll be saying they quite clearly are hiding something. If the technology exists and as an asset owner, you can prove the cash flows associated with that asset and you choose not to, well, then I think very clearly you are hiding something, right? And I think for anyone who owns a real estate asset, the choice will be, do you want to be honest and get marked up for being honest, or do you want to fudge the numbers a little bit and hope that sort of is, shows a better performance than the honest broker over here? That will be a decision everyone makes. And for the honest brokers, they'll use Sucuro. And for everyone else who wants to fudge the numbers, they won't use us.